Hello, soulies, and welcome back for another episode of our podcast. This whole podcast theme for this season is about recognizing what you need and how to give it to yourself at the time. Sometimes we learn that lesson the hard way, which is what I want to share with you when I've learned it the hard way. This episode is about turning up for you. What do I even mean by that? So recently I was really lucky to go on a retreat in Noosa. And if you're anywhere near Bendigo in July and August, it is freezing. So to get the opportunity to go to Queensland, where it is beautiful and warm, is a fantastic escape. A dear friend of mine runs a couple of retreats up in Noosa each year. And when I saw her release the one that's coming up, I thought, I want to be a part of it. So I reached out to her and I thought, hey, I've got an idea that I think would work really well, and I'm happy to offer it for your participants. The theme of her retreat this time was celebrating being alive. So it had personal training elements, it had yoga, it had, hiking, it had hot and cold experiences. It was about celebrating the body that you have and really enjoying it. So once I was locked in as being a guest contributor, I set about designing what I was going to offer the group and how would it work in with a theme. My friend Marnie had been very clear to say, Gail, we're not going too woo-woo on this one. Marnie and I worked together on another retreat which was deeply woo-woo, and she made it very clear, this is not that crowd. We're bringing people from a personal training school. This is about high energy. We're not healing here. We're not doing the work. We're just celebrating our body and the ability that we're moving it and we can. And I thought, that's cool. I got variety. I can offer you a couple of different options. The other thing that I was asked to contribute to the week of festivities was some Reiki, which is a beautiful healing modality, an ancient Japanese practice that I use regularly in my workplace and as my parenting, as a tool for self-healing, so for headaches and all sorts of other things. Basically, it's a modality of sending unconditional love through your hands in the energy that you hold and you keep clear through to another person. So I was committing to doing Reiki on the group members in the opening circle, and then I was to create another offering. And I thought, what can I offer that still challenges the status quo and might make people a little bit uncomfortable? I wanted it to be cheeky. I wanted it to be playful. I wanted it to be joyous. So I thought, that's it. I'm going to do an ecstatic dance with this group. An ecstatic dance is where you use music to activate, clear, and celebrate the essence within you. So mostly the music will start at a certain tempo and then it will rise and it will become really energetic, almost like trance. And as you move in this music, you become ingrained and lost into this euphoric experience. It's amazing. But I recognize that this experience, while it's my jam and I love dancing and I love getting lost in music, a lot of people are not very comfortable in their own body and sure as shit don't want to dance in front of other people, especially strangers while they're sober with the lights on. It was just like, hell no. So I thought, okay, how can I make this feel a little bit safe and create a level of fun that we're kind of wearing a mask? So I said to Marnie, let's make it 80s theme, where we've got colour and silly hairstyles and bright makeup and leg warmers and fluoro. And that way people are kind of not turning up as themselves. So when they have to get free and create this liberation, there's kind of a bit of a barrier. It's sort of like a bit of an armor, which will help people feel a little bit more relaxed. And when we enter the room, everyone will look so bloody funny and dorky that we will all be lost in that laughter. And it will help break down barriers. It'll help shift the self-conscious vibe in the room, knowing that there's something coming. So I recorded a video and we sent it out, and I put all this effort into creating the soundtrack and getting some costumes and some spare costumes for anyone who didn't get the memo on it. And I was set to go. I felt so confident in what I was delivering, was not a worry. And so I got to the retreat and I had all my gear and I was sorted and I did the Reiki and I had conversations. And then it came to that actually, oh, that's right. I'm a guest. I have to do these workouts. That's right, I have to be up at 7 a.m. to do these bloody sunlight things. And I'd gotten myself into such a pickle on turning up and delivering something for everybody else that I totally forgot that I was meant to be turning up for me. That's right, I'm a guest, not just a contributor. And as I'd been writing my book and writing my course, I had not been moving my body very often. So when I started doing push-ups and sit-ups, my body started to scream. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Wait, I never signed a contract anywhere to say that I was going to be a part of this. It just totally left my mind. I put everybody else and their experience into that process that I totally forgot about me. I totally forgot that I was going to be getting up at the crack of dawn and exercising and running and chasing things and pushing things. And I totally forgot that I was going to be doing hiking and all this sort of stuff. And so after I did my first PT session, I can't deny I felt amazing and I was more capable than I realised until the next day when I went to get out of bed. And I don't think I have felt pain in my body like that for a long time. I got my ass kicked and I had no one else to blame but myself. I'd gotten myself into such a state of sitting and being on a laptop and not committing to exercise and not turning up for me that when the time came that I turned it on so suddenly at this retreat, I got my ass smashed. I was in pain. I felt nauseated. And I was lucky enough that I was sharing a house with one or two other people who felt the same as me. So we could all secretly sulk amongst all the super, super fit people and go, oh, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because I needed to have a little whinge. I needed to have a little whinge to go, what am I doing? And then I recognized that that was me out of my comfort zone. And here I was asking these people to do this dance and turn up out of their comfort zones. And as I delivered the video, there had been a few guests that had said, yes, I love dancing. It's so much fun. And there'd been other people who said, the dancing thing is not for me. I really don't want to do it. And I said, look, I'm not twisting your arm. I'm not making you do anything. But I'd hate for you to regret that you didn't do it. I'd hate for you to hear about all the fun the next morning at the breakfast. And if one part of you goes, oh man, I wish I had done that, then do it. Do it. Just come and have a crack. You will be safe with me. It's going to be fun. And we had an absolute blast. So everyone got in the room. The fluoro was going. I had the song list going. We took people to peak and back it down. We created motivation. We talked on inhibition. We talked on why you hold back. Let it go. Be free. And as I saw people close down their eyes and just get lost in the music, moving their body, it was so magical. And then we'd create a circuit breaker because the thing with that is that the tempo of the music changed. So we can't stay in that state. So then we had dance off. One half of the room danced against the other half of the room. And that was bloody hilarious because I said to them, right, you've got to work together as a team and come up with a dance. And all of a sudden you see all the personality types jump in and create some level of control. And then we had one leader from each group that was kind of shoved in and they had a dance off. And I've never seen such great worms and air pumping and air guitar and oh my God. And do you know what the number one best thing about the dancing was? It actually wasn't even about the dancing. It was about the laughter because we cackled with laughter. And quite a few people only know dancing with alcohol in their belly, like, you know, nightclubs or, oh, no, I've got to have 2 more drinks before I can get on the dance floor. And so the fact that these people turned up relatively sober, a few had had 1 or 2 drinks, and they gave in and they surrendered that way was the sexiest bloody thing I think I've seen in a very long time. It had nothing to do with what they were wearing, what their body shape was, or how intelligent it was. It was that one body recognized another body and they equally heard the same sound and they just moved. And when we did the dance-offs, it was hilarious. And when we sung at the top of our lungs to, what was one song that really got everyone firing? I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston, as did the final song, This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I don't think I've heard and seen neck muscles move like that because they gave it. They poured out every part of their being. And then the magic of the lights coming back on and the hugging. It was a real bonding experience. These people embracing and hugging onto each other for so long while they laughed and they smiled and they hung shit on one another. I was moved to tears of joy. It was so beautiful. And then hearing them talk about it later. And we were in the spa 2 hours later. Oh, Gail, I loved this part. And I loved when I looked at this person across the room and they made eye contact with me and we danced and kind of, got down with one another. It was so good. I didn't know I could feel that good with no alcohol. And that's a whole other conversation. But man, it made me think that I need to bring this to Bendigo. I really need to create an outlet for people as an alternative to what I currently offer. So at the moment, it's drumming, it's meditation. But I do hear it a lot. A lot of people do say to me, I don't like lying down and I don't like meditating because my brain doesn't turn off. So what I want to create and offer is another outlet where you shake the shit out, where you dance it away, where you come together and you have a space that is safe and alcohol-free. There, if you want to have a glass of something before you come, whatever, that's up to you, as long as you travel safely. But to create this in our community, that people can feel this way and go home and feel this level of ecstatic excitement for living and breathing and blood pumping through their body and laughter and connection and community, well, I think that is a pretty bloody good thing to go home with. Thanks for listening, Soulies, and I hope that maybe you'll come to one of our dance events soon. Take care. And that is all for today, folks. I feel so grateful and blessed to be able to share these stories with you and to bring us together as a community. I'm Gail Wilson and this is Soul Care's podcast, Naked. You can find further resources at my website, soulcarehealing.com.au. These resources are designed to support you and your family as you experience big emotions through this journey back to empowerment, healing and self-connection. Don't forget to follow and subscribe so that you can get notifications on the next episode as it lands. Take care and just be kind to yourself.